Melissa Fuller with Shape of the City, and I am out at beautiful Antelope Park with Kelsey Whittaker, who is a yoga instructor working with Lincoln Parks and Recreation on a really exciting program coming up in September. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. So Play is the event, and it's Parks, Lincoln, and Yoga. And this is the 6th year that we've been running this event with Lincoln Parks and Rec, and now the Community Health Endowment also helps us run it. But essentially, it's every Sunday in September, we have a different yoga instructor from all the studios over the city, really, come in and do a yoga class for anybody that shows up. So it runs from 10 to 11:15 in the morning, and usually we get around 100 people show up for each weekend. So that's the event pretty much.
So who is it appealing to? Who are the people coming out, and what sort of background do they need to have in yoga?
Yeah, I think the beautiful thing about Play, and the whole reason that it started in the first place, is to provide yoga for the Lincoln community for free, so it doesn't cost anything, but also on the other side of that, really and truly providing yoga for every age, every ability level. Maybe you've done yoga before, or maybe this is really the first time that you've done it. Sometimes people bring their children out here too, whether they're actually practicing with their parents or if they're just infants kind of hanging out in the shade. We've had some people that are into their 70s and 80s coming out here and practicing yoga. And so realistically, it is for anybody who's willing to be outside and give it a try.
So what do you think the appeal is for those people that are coming out to try it? I mean, what in terms of doing that as opposed to just joining a yoga studio or going to a yoga studio?
Yeah, I think that for a lot of people, yoga can feel intimidating. If you've never done it before, maybe you've never been in a yoga studio ever, walking into a place like that and just admitting that you're new can be scary. And so this is a wonderful opportunity for people to get outside in the park. It's in September, so it's typically not super hot like it is right now. But it's an easy thing for someone to just show up. Maybe they've been here before, you know. Since it is in its 6th year, there's a lot of people that have been coming every year, and they're asking their friends to come, their parents to come, whomever. So it's like people already kind of know what to expect from somebody else, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what type of yoga? I don't know a lot about yoga. So yeah, what experience should you
definitely.
have?
So there are a million different styles of yoga classes, and that's the other thing too. When people go to a studio, they look at the schedule and they're like, I don't even know what that means. So the class style that we typically have here is a general flow class. And what that means is you're moving through several different yoga postures, kind of focusing on your breath a little bit with that, depending on the style of the teacher. But usually, most always, we start on the ground. So we'll either start even lying down or seated. And then eventually we might do some more standing postures that focus a little bit on balance, or just general strengthening or flexibility moves. And the nice part about yoga, and this is why I love it so much, is because it is so simple. It is your body and your mat, and that's it, really. So you can simplify the poses if you need to. If you need to drop on a knee, or, you know, have your toe on the ground when you're doing leg balance, anybody can do it. And the teachers are so awesome at cueing those things. So, but just a general, like, flow style yoga class.
And why do you think yoga in general is just great for any age? What is it about yoga?
Yeah, yoga it's a union between what your body is doing physically and what your mind, your headspace is doing. So the world that we live in, especially now, I think, is we are distracted. You know, there's a lot of stimuli in our lives, from work, our phones, computers, other people. There's a lot going on. And the nice thing about yoga is it's, you know, however long you're doing it, 15 minutes, an hour and a half, it's that space for you to come back into remembering what's important, you know, for yourself, for your family, for whatever it is that you're experiencing in life, and being able to just understand that about yourself. So I think for a lot of people, yoga in general, it's different than working out. You know, it's like you get to come back to breathing and being with your own mind without your cell phone there, or whatever distraction it is that you have. And here in the park, it's awesome because there's birds chirping and the sun's out and there's trees everywhere and people doing different activities. So it's a different combination than in a studio.
Give me an idea of some of the key positions you might be doing on one of the yoga days.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to make us get on hands and knees.
All right.
I know Melissa. I've been with her before, so I know she's cool with trying something new.
All right.
So we're going to drop onto hands and knees, and this is called cat-cow. It's a foundational yoga pose that a lot of people employ in the beginning of their classes. The awesome thing about it is you think about standing a lot during the day, or even if you're seated in a chair, lots of pressure here in your neck and all the way along your spine. It's very simple. We're just going to flex and extend through our spine. So we're going to drop our hands to the floor, and all you're doing is matching this with your breath. So as you inhale, you're going to lift your tailbone and your gaze up, and then when you exhale, you're just rounding the spine, kind of separating the shoulder blades from one another. Yeah, and let's just move through maybe 2 or 3 more rounds of this. Inhaling to arch, and then exhaling to round completely. One more time. And you can just feel the muscles of your back kind of releasing a little bit. And then we'll just come all the way back. So it's nice because you can already feel your spine is supposed to move this way, you know?
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that little flexion and extension. We're gonna bring our arms back behind us and just kind of link your fingers together. Yeah, so we're kind of just opening up the chest and the front of the body. For some people, this might be a little too much, so they could always wrap their hands around to their low back and kind of support the low back as well, and just draw the elbows towards one another. So like I said, very easy to modify a lot of these types of positions. And then I'll just show you one more, so go ahead and release that, and we'll come all the way up into a standing posture. I'm gonna have you bring your left foot forward so your toes are facing that direction, yeah. And then this other leg is gonna come back behind so that our toes are turning out. And then just open up the arms to a T, and your gaze is right over these left fingertips. And we're gonna reach that right hip back, so you're kind of like hinging your hips back, and then reach, dropping your hands somewhere along the leg. So right here, we're trying to stack this right shoulder on top of the left, and you're probably feeling some opening here in the lower right side of the back. Another great way to modify this, if you want more, you're kind of reaching closer to the ground. And if you want less, then you're reaching up higher. So this can feel like a balancing posture, right? Yeah. It's a lot of strength in the legs, but you can get some opening here in that right side too. And again, you know, maybe you do start to open up more, or you close off a little bit. And there's no right or wrong, you know, like it's for your body. So if you're feeling like it's too much, then you back out of it. If you feel like you want more, then you dive deeper in, so.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is wonderful. And one last thing. So for people, if they, let's say they miss an opportunity like this, what advice do you have for people that might be interested in yoga and want to take that first step?
Yeah. Most of the studios here in Lincoln, the first class is free. And I love that about this community because they're willing and they understand that people need to try this before they commit to it. So my suggestion would be get online and look at a few different studios. You may look at one and be like, that's the one I want to go to, or maybe there's a different one that you feel better about. But look at their schedule and see if there's a beginner-friendly class. And just go check it out. Like, you kind of have to be a little vulnerable, you know, but that's important and that's how we grow. So just check it out and find a free class.
Perfect. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And we will see you out here in September.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Thanks.
What if you could add 5 years to your child's life and make your whole family healthier with simple changes? Partnership for Healthy Lincoln wants to help you and your family live longer, healthier lives. It's easier than you think. Take the dog for a walk, play more and text a little less. Swap out a soda for water once a day. Keep fruits and veggies handy for snacking. For more ideas, visit healthylincoln.org.
Hi, I'm Larry Williams with Shape of the City. And today we are at Aging Partners Health and Fitness Center, and our guest is Tracy Foreman. Welcome, Tracy.
Thank you, Larry.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the facility and what it offers?
All right, well, the Aging Partners Health and Fitness Center is located at 233 South 10th Street here in downtown Lincoln, and we are open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. We have all kinds of equipment available here, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays we have a personal trainer that works with people who are just getting started or people that have special limitations. So we have all kinds of up-to-date equipment. We have some strength machines, lots of cardio machines. We have free weights. We have mat tables. We also have a class here, a Tai Chi class that's seated on Tuesdays. So lots of things available.
For those folks that are not familiar with the building, maybe you can let them know that this is the old Lincoln Police Department building.
It is the old Lincoln Police Department building, and I do tell people that we will not fingerprint you when you come in.
Great.
So.
Good. Well, who's welcome to use the facility, Tracy?
We serve really people of all ages, but primarily those over the age of 60. We do have a suggested contribution of $10 a month, and that's only if people can't afford it or if that works for them. They don't sign any contracts with us, which is nice. We do serve people under the age of 60, and there is a fee of $15 per month for that. So.
Okay. Why is it so important for people like myself who are over the age of 60 to stay fit?
Well, we know that at any age fitness is important, but especially over the age of 60, we start to see some substantial loss of lean muscle mass. And so it's important to do not only cardio, exercise for heart strength, but also lean muscle mass building, and that's exercise with weights and on the body solid machines that we have here, so that's going to help. It's important to keep those muscles strong.
Sure. What has been the response of the patrons that have come to the facility and used your equipment?
We have many people that use walkers, canes, and some people who come in with balance issues. And what we hear the most is that they're stronger. They don't have to use their canes as much. They've been able to lower their medication needs. Their balance is better. They're moving around the equipment and actually increasing their exercise program. So we're hearing a lot of good responses from our people. They're getting better.
Good. That's good to hear. What suggestions do you have for older viewers that are interested in the program but might not be able to get here?
Well, we have several options for people to work out. If they need a ride downtown, then they can contact one of our senior centers and we can get them connected to transportation. If they would like to stay out of the downtown area and want to go to a fitness class, we have options available out in the community. All kinds of classes, new ones that will be starting in the fall also. And our classes really are designed for all fitness levels and all ages.
Tracy, I belong to a gym, and sometimes gyms can be very intimidating. There are a lot of people there and a lot of bigger people than me that are there, and it's just a little scary. So maybe we can talk a little bit about how comfortable this place is for everyone.
We really have a very friendly environment here. The people are all very welcoming, and the trainers will take some time and sit down with you and kind of figure out what your needs are, because everybody's at a different level when they come in. And so what we do is we have them fill out a fitness form. It's kind of a questionnaire that asks them where they're at, if they have any existing health conditions, and we try to fine-tune the program for their needs. We have a very social group that comes here, and people are always welcome, new people especially. So we hope, and of course, they don't have to dress a certain way here. It's very casual and laid back. We always have coffee on, and so we hope that people will come in knowing that they're going to be treated fairly and be in a very relaxed situation. So,
anything you'd like to say about some of the specific classes that you offer, anything like that?
Sure. Downtown here we have the seated Tai Chi classes available for those people who can't stand their balance. They may have balance issues or they may have core strength issues. So the seated Tai Chi class is available on Tuesdays here. But out in the community, we do everything from 8-form Tai Chi to seated yoga to 24-form Tai Chi. We do Qigong, we do dynamic movement, music and movement, so there's just a lot available. And we have lots of evidence-based programs that address things like balance and strength issues and taking care of your overall health. So there's lots that they can take advantage of through us.
And in addition to all the programs and classes that you have a variety of equipment here for all abilities.
We do. We have some state-of-the-art body solid equipment that we got just a couple of years ago. We've got several treadmills. We've got lots of cardio options, and we have free weights for people that don't like to work out on machines. We have the mat tables and different options for their cardio workouts also.
Where can viewers go for more information about Aging Partners Health and Fitness Center?
Well, they can call our main number, which is 402-441-7575, and they can either get signed up for classes. We can send them out a schedule. If they get the Living Well magazine, the information is always in there. And they can call one of our senior centers too and get connected to the programs that we have available. And they can certainly go online. Aging Partners has a very extensive website that they can go to and peruse all of the programs that we have available.
Just to make sure everyone got that, let's repeat that phone number just one more time so that folks can make sure they got it down to get more information.
Okay, call 402-441-7575.
Well, is there anything else that you would like to add about the Aging Partners Health and Fitness Center?
I would just like to encourage people to stay fit. We're never too old to get started with an exercise program.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we're here with Norma at the Aging Partners Health and Fitness Center, and I wanted to ask Norma a few questions. Norma, how are you today?
I'm just fine.
Now, how long have you been coming to the Health and Fitness Center?
Well, I started when they were downtown in the basement, and I've been coming quite a few years here.
Okay. And how do you like it?
I like it.
Do you?
I really do.
Now, how often do you come?
I come on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
And tell me, what kind of exercises or what kind of equipment do you use here?
Well, I do the new step and all of this weight equipment in here, the 5 machines.
And you come twice a week?
Yes,
Okay. This is a good program for you.
yes, very much. In fact, I broke my hip in 2014, and they wanted to know, for my age, I was down at the Lancaster Rehabilitations, and they wanted to know what I was doing because for my age, I was recuperating so fast. And I said, well, I came down here to the fitness center. And I told them, I said, if you get me on the new step back up where I was before, then I'll know you're... And they said that I recuperated a lot faster than most people do my age. And that this was probably why, because I've been coming here. That broke my hip in March, and I went home from the rehab center May 14th. So
March and May 14th. Wow.
they said I did real good for my age.
That's wonderful, Norma. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing with us your story and how much you enjoy the fitness center. And again, thank you so much. Talk to you soon, okay, Norma? Alvaro, thank you for taking time out of your workout to be with us for a little bit. What do you do here at the Health and Fitness Center of Aging Partners?
What I am doing here is when I came here to Lincoln, long ago, I broke below my knee and up my ankle. And doctors want to discard it.
Oh, no.
And I say no. And eventually I get a little bit well, and I climb a little steps trying to trim a tree. And I fell and I broke a couple ribs and my spatula.
Okay, yes.
And I came here crippled. But these people, very nice people,
Yes.
helped me out in exercising. Well, before that, my chiropractic. But they helped me out because I couldn't afford the chiropractic, you see. But I came here. It's been almost 3 years that I come here regularly, just about every day.
Every day.
In order to keep,
Yes.
you have to work out. And I'm happy.
Good.
I'm happy doing this.
So, okay.
I am 73 years old.
73 years young, huh? Okay. Well, thank you for sharing with us why you come and why you like the Aging Partners Health and Fitness Center. Greatly appreciate you taking this time, okay?
Oh, you're very welcome.
All righty. Thank you.
My dear, God bless you.
But
Hi, I'm Randy Jones with Aging Partners. Did you know that Lincoln expects a 75% increase in the number of seniors living in our community over the next 15 years? Aging Partners is a community service that provides fitness programs to help keep older adults strong and healthy. This year, Lincoln Cares donations are providing funds for new fitness equipment. You can help make this happen. Sign up to support Lincoln Cares and add $1 to your LES bill each month.
I am Melissa with Shape of the City, and I am here with Shane, and we are at a garden that is part of Project Mother Child with St. Monica's. And let me know a little bit about St. Monica's before we get started.
Okay. St. Monica's is a program where we work with women in treatment. So we work with addiction and co-occurring mental health, and it's specifically for women. St. Monica's has been around for 53 years, and we are helping women and their kids.
So tell us a little bit about the Project Mother Child program that we're sort of behind in the backyard of right now.
Okay. This program is specifically for mothers and their children. The children live here with their mothers. Their goals are parenting and working on getting engaged with their child, a lot of times getting their children placed back with them. And our bigger goal is that they can transfer back into the community together with each other so that they have those skills, those life skills with them when they go.
Okay, now we have a lovely garden back here. Can you tell me a little bit about how the gardening program here started and how it's utilized right now?
Sure. The garden began, we're about 4 years in, and we started we had an idea. One of the staff here had initially thought, okay, let's do something different, and asked for green thumbs in the area. And I happened to be one of those people who was interested in helping out, and I grow a garden at home. And one of the ideas is that working in a garden is considered therapeutic. We kind of know this, people that do it know it. That's my safe place. It's where I go to be happy and just think through things. But then also a way to engage mothers and kids together by doing something hands-on that is therapeutic and also a life skill.
Wow. And talk about, you have the garden here. Do you have any other gardens through St. Monica's?
We do. We have a few that we've got 7 different locations, but we've got one that started this year that is really trying to get up off the ground, and they're not quite as big as this one. This one's still fairly small. And then we have a few potted plants here and there we have a tomato little bed that some of the gals are using at one of our adolescent program. But this one here is sort of it's the example we're using that we're getting started on.
Perfect. All right, in terms of the response from the mothers and the children, what sort of response have you had so far?
We get all kinds of responses. For the most part, it is considered something that they really enjoy. Some gals are really hands-off, don't want a whole lot to do with it, but once they see their peers getting involved and getting the kids involved, they tend to want to join in. What we have is, it's their community garden, so it's their garden. Staff help out, staff train. I help, they do everything from the planting of the garden to the upkeep. So right now our gals have a rotation. They decide who's watering when, who's picking when. We highly encourage them to work together and also get the kids involved. But for the most part, it's all about their community and using it as a therapeutic space as well. So we have the swing here where they'll come and just sit so they can smell the smells and they can see the sights. But then also we encourage them to get into the garden. And this includes everything from the upkeep, but also what they find in the garden. So the insects, we had a bunny nest that the little gals here found, and they were worried that they weren't going to find their mother, so they put rocks in the garden. Those rocks will stay there for the duration of them being here. So there's a lot of different aspects, but overall the therapeutic aspects of a garden we find are really important to the gals. And sometimes it's just a matter of what they choose to put into it and what they choose to get out of it, and it could just be sitting here and looking at it.
So beyond the therapeutic, what do you think are the benefits for mothers and children getting out in the garden, as well as anyone of any age or background? What are the big benefits?
I think overall, for anyone who would like to get in the sun and in the fresh air, it's great just to be outside. But then you look at the therapeutic benefits of just putting your hands in dirt. There's something calming about just digging in the ground, seeing what you can do as you put effort in, from the time you plant a seed to the time it grows in, you're getting the fruits. And again, like I said, just sitting out here sometimes in this space can be very quieting, and it can help. A lot of our gals say that it just helps me think. They'll sit out here for a quiet space. But then also they're learning life skills. They're learning not just the planting and the upkeep of a garden, but how to use those things later on. And so, for instance, we did meal planning for the household this morning, and one of the gals spoke up and said, have we checked the garden for that? I think it was tomatoes this morning that they were looking for, and green peppers actually this morning was one of them. And someone said, no, they weren't quite ready yet, you know, so they're learning how to use these items in their daily lives too.
If you have mothers and children, there's this magic moment that can go on in a garden that might not go on anywhere else.
Exactly, and they're teaching their children those life skills as well. So while they may be just sitting here talking about, oh yeah, that's a tomato, see how it grows? They're also connecting, they're engaging with one another, they're talking to one another, and they're building those relationships that maybe they are struggling with, or maybe when they first came in, they didn't have those skills. And so yes, there's a lot of magical moments that happen out here. And we also see the children teach their parents things too. We utilize the garden in the daycare with the children who attend the daycare who also go to PMC, or Project Mother and Child, and they'll come out, we'll teach them something specifically through the daycare program that then they'll continue and teach their mothers. So, oh yeah, I learned this about bees, I learned this about, look at the colors in this plant. So there's a lot of learning, there's a lot of engagement, there's a lot of just overall being together, which is really cool to see.
What tips would you have for another organization out there that might want to start something similar to this?
I would recommend, first of all, looking within your organization, see if there's anybody that is interested in starting up a garden. It can be small, start small, don't try to put too much into it. Look in the community. Community Crops is a great resource. There's lots of resources out there. There's a lot of people who would like to volunteer. We've utilized volunteers from the get-go. And really just listening in and understanding that it's not about being professional, it's not about perfection, it's about having fun and enjoying the time that you have.
What I love about this is that there's the therapeutic, there's the bonding, but I mean, then there's just the health benefits, the physical health benefits. Yes. There's the healthy eating, there's being a little bit more active.
Physical activity.
That's a pretty amazing package that comes with the garden, right?
Yes, and we know, especially for people who are struggling with, mental health issues or even addiction, those things can be really important to their treatment, really important to getting healthy. And so even if you don't maybe have those specific problems, everybody can benefit. And it's really important to acknowledge that if we just give ourselves a little bit of time, and sometimes in nature is the best place to find that, we might find out amazing things about ourselves.
Well, thank you so much, and it looks like you've got a pretty good crop coming in right now, so...
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.